How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I bring you an update on the quote-unquote SoHo Karen by the name of Maya Ponsetto. I did a video about her a few days ago, and if you watched that video, you know the story. But if you forgot the story or you've not seen that video, I'll give you a brief recap, and then we get into the update. Now, Maya Ponsetto, 22 years old, from California. She was in New York at this real swanky hotel called Arlo in Manhattan. Now, for some reason, her phone is missing. She doesn't know where it is. She can't find it. And she is questioning everybody that comes in and out of the hotel. Hey, do you have my phone? Do you have it? Have you seen it? X, Y, and Z. Now, she comes across 14-year-old Keyon Harold Jr., the son of Keyon Harold Sr., who is a famous jazz trumpeter who's worked with Beyonce and many others. So she comes in contact with him. The father's not really having it. There's a confrontation. There's a tussle. There's video of her kind of like tackling the boy. And then the whole time, well, at least part of the time, the father is filming it. So he puts it on Instagram and he's captioning it, talking about this is crazy. We're being harassed. You can't be a black man, do X, Y, and Z. It goes viral. And the girl, the woman, whatever, is labeled as the quote unquote SoHo Karen. They said she's a white person and she was racist and she was trying to attack that black boy and accusing him of stealing her phone because she is a white racist. Now, I think she was wrong to accuse him in that way and to tackle him, and she should be held accountable for that. But the whole racism thing, I'm not really sure that can stick.
I wasn't racial profiling whatsoever. I'm a woman. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm like a woman of color. I'm Italian, Greek, Puerto Rican.
You keep saying you're Puerto Rican. Does that mean that you can't be racist because you're saying you're a woman of color? Is that what you mean?
Exactly.
Well, I would disagree that people of color can be racist too.
What you saw right there was very revealing, and it shows how the left is kind of eating itself in many different ways. All right. What have I heard for the past few years about this whole race thing? Oh, you can't be racist if you're a so-called person of color, if you're a BIPOC, or, you know, whatever else they want to say. Basically, if you're not white, you can't be racist because you don't have power. You don't have the institutions. You can't do things to anybody to prevent them from getting a job, from moving up in the world, which we know is simply not the case. All right. That's simply not true, because if quote unquote person of color, BIPOC, or whatever, a non-white person accuses a white person of doing something improper, especially when it comes to race, then they can be denied of a job. They can be denied of a lot of different things. All right. So to say that you can't deny somebody of a job and you have no power is simply not true. If anything is true, is that power is more in the hands of the so-called BIPOC and person of color than it is the white person. But for now, I digress. You saw what she said there. You heard what she said there, and say, hey, I can't be racist. I'm a person of color. And I was seeing Gail struggle with that, because it's like, what do you say? What do you say, Gail King? I mean, I presume you're kind of on the left. I don't really know her politics clearly and fully. I don't know who she voted for, but I would presume if you're Oprah's bestie and you're on CBS, and I presume you're pretty much on the left. Although I respect Gayle King and her interviewing ability, especially with R. Kelly and stuff like that, I'm not going to sit here and say that she is a conservative. So when she hears that, how does she really respond? Because this is a message that's been sent over the past few years. All right. But she's like, okay, I disagree. But can she definitively say in every case that it doesn't matter what color you are, you can be racist? Because that is what should be said. All right. That is what should be said. But the people that want to attack her for being a racist can't really do so, because there was a petition to get her arrested, which she did. I'll get to that in a minute. But I've not heard a lot from them ever since the arrest, or ever since her face got revealed and, you know, you were able to figure out who she is. Clearly not white. She said Greek and Italian, Puerto Rican, whatever the case may be. You're not dealing with just a regular white person or white person at all. All right. You're dealing with somebody that's mixed at best, but not white. So that whole thing just flew out the window. And it's kind of been a story that's dropped, although it's still going on because she got arrested. Now, in my last video, I said something that was wrong. I got to issue a retraction. I got to say that I got it wrong because I was saying that she would not get arrested. Because, first of all, the incident happened in Manhattan, New York City, and she lives in California, like I think Ventura County somewhere. Not LA County, but close enough to LA. Might as well be Southern California, same thing. So she lives way out there, and that's where she was. That's where she got arrested. So NYPD, I guess, collaborated with LAPD or whatever police department is out there and arrested her in California and extradited her back to New York City. And they're charging her with a variety of different things. And I'll place those on the screen. I think unlawful detention of a minor. Like, it's like 3 or 4 felonies she's being charged with. But the problem is that what I also said in my video came true, which is that they're going to release her immediately because remember, we got the whole ACAP movement going on. We got no cash bail, meaning you're not going to get remanded to custody. You're going to get released on your own recognizance. And in this case, I think she got released unsupervised, conditions. I'm not sure what that means. Are they going to put her on an ankle monitor? I don't really know. Can she go back to California? I have no idea. But as of right now, she's not in jail, although she's facing 4 felonies. Now, will she get the ultimate? Will she get the maximum? Maybe. Because initially, this case was viewed as some kind of hate crime. Okay, if not for the viewing of it as a hate crime, if not for the publicity, this wouldn't have gotten this far. Because really what that was just kind of a schoolyard scuffle. Was it wrong? Of course. Should there be some kind of consequence? Of course. But the issue is in New York City, you could do a lot worse. And if it does not get some kind of publicity, you might not even get arrested, let alone charged with felonies. Because what's the point? They know that you're going to get released right away. You might go on a run. And it's like, why go through all of that? And then if you do get sentenced, it's going to be a slap on the wrist at best. I think she may get the ultimate because it was seen as some kind of racial attack, although it was not that. I'm not saying she doesn't deserve to get any kind of punishment. What I want to see is equal punishment for equal crimes. It's crazy because the ones that want to see her get arrested agree with what I just said, but only under certain circumstances. They only want equality when they feel like it is beneficial. And their version of equality is not really equality. It's preferential treatment. I want true equality. All right. If you have a similar record, similar background, similar charges, you should get similar charges, in a particular case that is the same as somebody else's. There should be equal treatment. The only way you would have unequal sentencing, treatment, or whatever is when somebody has a lawyer that's paid, or that's generally how that goes. And in this case, I don't know who that lady was that was defending her, probably a public defender, because Maya is not listening to her, pretty much doing whatever she wants to do. So if you're not paying your lawyer any mind, and if you got a court appointed, you're probably going to go to the penitentiary for an extended period of time versus the person that has a non-court appointed, a private paid lawyer, family lawyer, and they're behaving properly. They don't even say nothing. Like, I'm going to use this example as I close. You may have a black guy and a Mexican guy with the same charges in court. Now, sometimes a black guy might be trying to talk loud, talk crazy, not using a lawyer, might be a court appointed, and then they get a higher amount of time in the penitentiary than the Mexican guy. He's not going to say a word. He has his lawyer, and they do whatever they got to do, and they get lesser time because they behave properly when you're talking about a legal sense. And I'm not saying that, criminals got to be behaved, obviously, because you're a criminal, allegedly, and you're in a situation because you did not behave properly. But I'm talking about when it comes to court action, you got to follow the rules within that scenario if you want to have the best possible outcome. That is the real inequality right there, not this whole black or white Puerto Rican candy stripe thing. That's not even the issue. So Maya Ponsetto, I think, will be treated improperly and unfairly, although she does deserve some punishment. And I say it's unfair and unequal because others who are in the same boat do not get as many charges, and they won't get extradited from California to New York. It's only because of the social situation. And I fear a place where you can just kind of go viral and get more time on your sentence because of that. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Maya Ponsetto is facing 4 felony charges because her video went viral. If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. Or is that not the case? If that's your viewpoint, let me know why in the comments below. You guys pretty much know where I stand. Her video went viral. Well, not her video. The video that she was in of her assaulting the boy went viral. Now she's about to get football numbers, or at least that's what she's being charged with. If that was just a regular black on black fight in the hood. Matter of fact, scratch that. If it were a black on black fight in that same hotel right in Arlo, Manhattan, New York City, you wouldn't even know about it. It wouldn't even be any charges. They just pretty much let him go. That is the reality of the situation. And it's pretty unfortunate that the virality of your video, the attention that you get, can determine how much time you get in the penitentiary. If we're going to have a fair system, let everything be charged the same. Let's not have race and stupid stuff like that get in the way of equal and fair sentencing and charging and everything else. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.